Welcome to the Anne Moon Harris channel. I hope everyone's doing well today. Today's reading, we have two piles to choose from. I have no particular theme. This is just going to be a general reading. I am being called to place a couple crystals on these piles to help you choose, so we will do so. The first one, look, I don't actually know what crystal this is. I believe it's a type of rose quartz, but maybe just with a lot of deeper colors than what we're used to typically seeing. So that was rose quartz with the wildwood tarot. And for the second pile, for the crow tarot, I have the spirit quartz. Looks a lot like, it's got the purple but a different formation than typical amethyst. I think it's beautiful though. To me, this is highly intuitive crystal. So starting with group one, let's see what we get today in our general reading. All right, that's what we want. I feel called to take those cards that have just, I know they don't really pop out the whole way, but it was, I got that confirmation, so that's good. That's what we want. So the first card I have is Six of Vessels Reunion. So it's typically like a Six of Cups. Page of Stones with the links. So that would be Page of Pentacles, Three of Vessels with Joy. So Three of Cups, Eight of Bows, Hearthfire, Eight of Wands. I think this is going to be a pretty quick reading. I'll just take a moment to see what I can get coming from the cards. I should mention before I start bringing anything through, in this card, it's been apparent to me in the past that these two otters together are significant, as in I want to say a couple. Sorry for the interruption, guys. My daughter's just woken up from a nap. Thanks for being patient. Getting back to the reading with a little bit of background noise. Hopefully we can still get through it. So we were looking at the Six of Vessels, the reunion card, acknowledging that there is the couple of otters here. Whether it's that you're in a relationship or not, doesn't matter. It's just mentioning that there is you and somebody else, and it could quite literally be that you are reuniting with somebody. So maybe someone's coming in that you haven't seen for a while. Okay, so the Page of Stones, the links. I do have to say, so this is Page of Stones is typically like Page of Pentacles. This links in particular to me looks very mischievous. Like he's up to something, might be a little bit sneaky, he's keeping watch on whatever the situation is. He might not be an actual he. That's just the way I'm speaking. It's gender's irrelevant. I mean, if it applies, sure, take it. Like agile, nimble. I get the feeling of he moves in the shadows, but he doesn't miss much at all and has really good eyesight. So the next card we had was the Three of Vessels, Joy. Sometimes when I see this card, I think of some sort of conflict. And when I say that, I don't mean typical tarot. Typical tarot, it is something to celebrate or people coming together. But this card in this deck, I have definitely seen it as conflict. In this particular case or situation, it actually does give me a vibe of spontaneous celebration, where it's people coming together in an unplanned way, but it's good times to be had by all, and they almost give me the impression that they're dancing. There's a lot going on, they're dancing, they're having a good time. everybody together. The last card, the Eight of Bows, Hearth Fire. To me, it's like brotherhood and camaraderie. And they're sitting around a fire, telling stories. The only thing I can say about this is that, you know, sometimes you don't get the full picture. Sometimes you don't get the full story. So even though it's all good times and a lot of things are coming in quickly, maybe just have your own level of discernment here. Okay, now that we've had a brief look at all the cards, I'll see if we can get some sort of message to come in. Okay, so I'm not actually getting any like channeled message for the tarot here, anything further to elaborate. So we're just going to pull an oracle card. Okay, so we're going to use the herbiary deck. Yeah. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I might get to a stage where I just stop pronouncing all the names of the decks on channel and list them in the description, so save that. Alright, I'm starting to get something come through here, that this Lynx has something to do with some sort of orchestration. And the orchestration plays out in this scenario where, you know, maybe there's like people are celebrating, having fun, catching up, having a good time. And yeah, people are reminiscing and telling stories and sharing with each other and having a good time in general. And it is like camaraderie and brotherhood and everything. And again, doesn't have to, you know, it's genderless, just take it as you do. But like, these situations are really easy for like people's passion to become ignited, and that's where we can kind of end up shooting from the hip and missing key information, key facts, key parts of information that if they had otherwise not been left out, would have resulted in us taking a different course of action. I don't think that this Lynx is a person that you've reunited with. I'm unsure that it's actually you, if it is you. It feels like it's somebody else. So maybe around the time of some sort of reunion with someone, there's somebody else around waiting, watching, and they see the reunion and they sort of go along with it and it's good times for everyone and they're just sort of there in the background, and then all of a sudden they're trying to orchestrate something weird here. So we'll keep going and we'll see if we get any more like channeled messages come through, but if not, we'll at least pull our oracle card. There is something here to point out too with these cups floating on the water, with the reflection of the cups, that like to not see double, it's almost like, you know, maybe you see 6 in the distance but it looks like 12 with the reflection, or you can't quite tell because they are kind of far away, like it's too far to count, but it looks like it's a lot, but it like almost looks like it's a lot more than what it really is. So maybe it's like a message of not counting your chickens before they hatch, just waiting to see what actually comes into you with time rather than trying to jump ahead. Alrighty, we're going to take both of these. I feel called to pull one more oracle card. using the Magical Spirit Oracle. While I'm shuffling, I am hearing something about hearth wood or hearth fire, but you know, we've got this card here that actually has hearth fire on it. I don't know a lot about the word hearth. If it means something to you, that's great. The only thing I think of when I hear that word is it just thinks of like my heart and the earth being one. Almost like the earth is my kin. Or I am the earth's kin. There we go, that's what we want. 2. Okay, so the first card that we got is the Distill Yourself with Time. And it's a maze, and when you distill things, they're just sort of running their course for quite a while with time. Time is also, or I mean, actually, I'm not really sure. I was under the impression that time might have had some sort of like antimicrobial property, but I actually don't think it does. We'll scrap that. I mean, if it does, that's a happy accident that it does mean that. I'm getting some sort of message about it being sparse and far apart. So maybe there's a while to go with this like distilling of yourself. And that could just be sitting with your own thoughts and feelings to see what comes up and see if that helps you discern or make a choice or decision. The next card we have is Remembrance with Rosemary. Okay, so rosemary definitely has like antibacterial and antimicrobial properties in it, where it is like really great for that. And there's a red string tied onto this person's finger, but it's also being pulled on for a couple of like angles. And memories can tend to do that, where they can tend to, I don't want to say like puppeteer us, but they can pull our focus and priorities in different directions so that, you know, we take our eye off whatever the goal or the prize is. And I do see with these swirls and whatnot coming in here, it's almost a bit hazy. So maybe there's something here with the memories. I don't know if you have particular memories like with said person from like this links here, even though that's not the person coming back in through the reunion, they're hanging around for when that happens, right? I wonder if there's something in your memory that would actually help clear things up for you. Like maybe they've done this sort of orchestrating, manipulative sort of behavior before where, or like gaslighting type stuff. I'm not really sure what it is. I don't get a specific feeling on it, but maybe they've done this before and you have reference to it in the past, but it was just like maybe not directed at you, so you didn't really take too much notice of it. But if you actually look back at whatever, you know, conflict played out with another person, you know, with this specific person, whoever's meant to be the links, then maybe you would actually, it would give you insight into the fact that it is them that's like, you know, one, that they are actually like, that's what they're doing, is trying to orchestrate or manipulate something, the view or outcome of something, but two, that it was definitely them. So that's a pretty strong sort of theme message there. The next card that I have coming through is number 11. Be patient, it will come. The Sun, manifestation, power, 1111. This to me, it's just like sort of sitting back and letting things play out. And I do wonder if, like, even if you're aware of this thing happening or the situation playing out, maybe it will take a little bit of time of it playing out for everybody else to catch on to what's happening here. Catch up. So the last card is card 14, and it says, I hope that over everyone else, you learn to make yourself proud. There's flower child, momentum, creativity, and action. And I think with this, it just draws attention to you matter like most, and your behavior and however this all plays out and whatever the outcome is. That's what matters at the end of it all. I'm being told that there's something that I've missed about this lynx, and like whether it's that I can't put my finger on it or in general just throughout the reading I've actually missed paying attention to something with him, and I'm being highlighted like the eyes. There's like white around the eyes. I don't know if it's just that like I've missed it as part of the reading, or if it's this is how you feel, is that you've missed something with this person, which would make lots of sense. And then I'm getting that saying about like, I don't know if it's like leopards or cheetahs don't change their spots, or zebras don't change their stripes, like whatever that is. So maybe you sort of know about this person already, or whether it's like a different person in the collective's like story or perspective or something, or maybe everything up to this point has just been like building on this same person, or maybe it's a different person around you. To me, it feels like the same person, but maybe you actually have been aware of it, but you sort of thought maybe they're not that bad, or you've given them the benefit of the doubt, thinking that they've grown up. You know, we all age, and sometimes we fall into more responsibility and we sort our lives out, and maybe that's what you thought has happened with this person, but I feel like it hasn't. They would really like to sell that to you. And I do sometimes feel with this card that there's a level of immaturity. I'm getting something about when the abundance is flowing, that's when they're around, right? So if you're not sure who this person is, or you like get this feeling about them, like, oh, do they do that? I'm not really sure, because some stuff doesn't add up, but then maybe there's enough other good stuff that, yeah, it just keeps you in that place of being unsure. But a good way to be able to tell is see if when you don't really have that much abundance around you, see whether they show up or not. Because if they're not there when there's no abundance, and then they are when all of a sudden there is abundance, that will be a very easy, like, telltale sign for you. Okay, I was getting something earlier about these 3 cups. And so the 3 cups, it was like they all look different, but it's this white cup that is actually different to the others. And I'm going to see if I can get some sort of elaboration on that. No, there's nothing else that they will give me as to any hints or details. So just, take it as you will. Hopefully it builds on something else I've already mentioned. So going back to the lynx, the eyes of the lynx, I'm getting something about the lynx has seen, or he has seen something that you haven't. Again, genderless, like I'm just saying he because that's how I speak. So the lynx has seen something that you haven't, whoever this person is. Yeah, I'm not getting anything extra to add to that, so just make sure we've got everything. Okay, yeah, that's everything that I needed for this reading. Thanks for sticking with me through this one. Lots going on. Hopefully it resonated and you got something out of it. Yeah, I don't know. If not, I mean, take it or leave it. You can always check the video in the future because this video is timeless, and see maybe it will hold different messages for you at that point, or you'll resonate with them more. The other thing is, if you feel like this pile wasn't for you, you can just continue watching for group 2 and see if maybe the messages in group 2 actually are more suited for you. So we'll pack this up. Thanks guys, and enjoy the rest of your day. I know if any of you are actually watching in between like the pile setups and clearing here, that candle just went out right at the end of that reading. So that's great. I don't know about anybody else, but I really work a lot better with fire. There we go. Okay, welcome group 2. If you chose the Crow Tarot and the Spirit Quartz, this reading is for you. If you would like to have a closer look at the Spirit Quartz, I'll hold it up so that you can see. I love this crystal so much, and it's weird because it was something like I'd been into crystals for quite a while before I come across this, but as soon as I seen it, I like felt drawn to it straight away. So maybe there's like a sense of magnetism with this. For me, it's like highly intuitive, invoking intuition, just being in touch with spirit. Like for me, this would be like crown chakra, third eye type energy, mostly crown. But you know, different things for different people as well. So there's that. Okay, let's see what we have for the cards today. So this was a general reading. Let's go. If they're meant to pop out, like if we're meant to have those cards, they'll come back around again. It's like we've got a few sort of wanting to come out, but they're just not quite making it. We're definitely meant to take that. That's good. All right, that's the rest. Whoa, that was a bit hard to come out. Okay, so we're doing 4. So the first card that we've pulled, we have the, what is that? 9 of Cups? It's not 9. What is that? It is 9. Don't mind me. Also, I apologize for like any sort of distractions, background noise and whatnot. This is just what we have to do for this reading for today. Hopefully it doesn't interfere too much, and we'll just see what we get come through. If I take a moment to pause and go quiet, it's just because I'm trying to pull a message through. Okay, so the first message I'm getting for the 9 of Cups here is that out of all the cups that matter, the keys, so in this cup, it'll be hard to see maybe from the camera, there are keys in this cup, and they're not going to look like a key normally would. So I guess when we have that many cups, it's like fantastic because there's abundance, and it's weird because it sort of gives me like 7 of Cups energy, where it's like normally there can be overwhelm and there's multiple choices, and you know, we're like thinking about all the things that we would like or trying to make a decision. This is giving me a sense of the keys are priority, and maybe when you have that many cups and they are all overflowing, it is like hard to actually have priority or give priority to what matters because there's so many things. But overall, it's abundant and it's good times. I mean, I don't see anything bad in any of these cups. If anything, the only thing I could point out is that a couple of them have the same sort of thing in them. So even though they might come in different avenues, maybe, you know, that's a ball you can drop for a moment when other things are happening. So getting a message about fire energy coming through here. There is a sun that's, even if it doesn't look so bright color wise, to me it gives me the feeling of it being very bright and like there's almost a lot of heat from it. And regardless of it being a card of cups, the sun, and there's also like these big sunflowers here as well, to me are representative of Leo. And Leo is sort of, I don't know, how do you describe it? Like they take the spotlight, or they, yeah. There's a lot of other qualities there as well, but obviously being fiery, but this is fire energy. So yeah, all right, we'll see what else we get. And getting a message of the crow needs to discern what is fire and what is not. So maybe what is like a passion for you and what is not, what lights you up and what does not. All in all, they're just saying that all these cups are overflowing and you don't have to worry about too much else anyway, or like regardless, I guess. Okay, I'm not getting anything else for this card, so we'll move on to the Knight of Swords. I just feel like this is racing against time. And if you, like, it is racing against time, and it's, I'm like getting the words like fighting the good fight, but really it's like, I don't know if you're trying to beat all odds here. Maybe you've got someone hanging out that's not pulling their weight in this situation when everybody else is on task and on track. Or they're just like hitching a ride or something, like they're not quite contributing the way that they should be, or that everybody else is in this team, right? Everybody else is on track, you know, full speed ahead. I just wonder if everybody else is like so on track and so on focus that it's like they're not noticing that person when they're really normally quite vigilant, right? And they are agile, and they do focus on things. It's really weird, this, like, so far, not that we're that deep into the reading, but I feel like I need to point at these cards. Like I'm pointing, normally I'll try to frame a card, or like I'll still gesture towards a card, but this is like pointing. There's something with this energy. I'm not sure if something's happened here with this Knight of Swords. Although I feel like you're the Knight of Swords, and I feel like you're on your way somewhere to like fix something or help someone, or I'm not really sure. We'll see if we can build on it. I am getting for the Magician here that there is like a guiding light. So it makes me think of just being like in touch with your intuition, and that there's like a ground level, and underneath the ground level is this like lower nature mentality of, I want to say balancing things, but, or I guess I want to say like, you know, trying to control things, but the way Spirit's wording it is balancing things. So whether that's just trying to control outcomes through different ways of balancing things. If you could be grounded here, it would be brilliant. Getting a message of they take their time and they set up a view. like a view, as in a scene or a vision, a view. I do have to say so far this is all pretty quick energy. I don't feel like I'm taking my time. Things are coming in pretty quick. I'm trying to make decisions quickly. I'm trying to work things out quickly. And I did feel like a race against time with this Knight of Swords. The only thing that I can say with when we go too quickly, because it has been something I've done a lot of in my life, is that we're far more prone to making mistakes when we go really quickly trying to achieve something than if we just sort of took our time and made sure that we did it all really right, like the first time, instead of, going too fast, making a mistake without realizing, having to go back and fix it up can sometimes take longer than if we just sort of did it, paying attention the first time. So we're missing something here. I'm getting something else here, weird one, take it how you will, with like orchestrating messages from spirit. So I don't know if you do this or somebody else is doing this. And the word orchestrating might not quite be right, but that's what I'm getting. I wonder if there's a better way to say that. Getting the word envisioning. There's something about like enacting for an outcome. Whatever this energy is, it's not grounded at all. If this is you, not that I can tell right now, it's actually really confusing, this energy. If this, like, whether it is or isn't you, like, it could be someone else affecting you, making you feel ungrounded, or like maybe you're going through some sort of situation where it's like you do have that feeling of like racing against time, and maybe you feel there is some sort of outcome that's going to be potentially negative. If you can stay grounded during this time, it will do you the utmost good. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Comes with the territory of today. Most of the readings shouldn't be like this, but once in a while it happens. So the next card that we were up to was the High Priestess. She's on her perch. She's in her place. She's got a good balance of like her air and her fire. So I guess that's a good balance of like, being logical, but being in tune with spirit and really having that like fierce passion, and I want to say like wilder. I feel like this veil that she's wearing is literally signifying like protection in this case, like a protective veil. I'm getting something about there are twins. Maybe twin energy of some kind. I still feel like she's quite grounded, regardless of being quite intuitive and in touch, in tune, which is like a really good balance. So I do wonder if, you're trying to find these keys and everything's pretty good, like something sort of happens that, makes you feel like you have to race against time and you're not quite paying attention, and it's something you normally wouldn't miss, and maybe you need to slow down a bit, but it's like trying to find a balance here. So it might not, then, maybe it's like a dualistic message where there was one message about orchestration and somebody else, but maybe there's actually something here about you just trying to remain balanced, and when you're receiving information through, that, you're trying to integrate in this period, like a period of integration, right? So this racing against time, like, I don't know how. We'll see if we can build on it anyway, see if we get more to come through that'll clarify it a bit. If I'm not going to get clarity through these cards, I have a second tarot deck that we'll pull from, and we'll see how we go. I do still feel like this fire is very much a light, so whatever that means to you, I'm not meant to know for that bit. Okay, so the next card that we have is the Sun. I feel like this person is weaving webs, but although it's like weaving webs, you know, that saying could have its own connotations. What I feel is happening here with this weaving of webs, it's kind of like celebratory. Maybe you have weaved yourself a web, like to come to a place of good times. Maybe it's just, you know, symbolic of all the work that you've put in is coming to fruition. And it could be like something quite creative. Yeah. Okay, so the next card that we have is the Seven of Cups that I was like referencing earlier. And you can see here that these choices are all really quite different. There is like a lot of haze. So it is that, you know, trying to use discernment, maybe being a bit confused. Overwhelm is a word that comes to mind of which cups to choose, what to take from. Getting a message that Spirit won't let you take from anything that, you know, isn't meant for you anyway. So even if you get a cup, you know, a cup or a card that you're dealt that isn't the best, or maybe it has like some sort of like perceived negative outcome in the short term, or maybe not even short term, it's like asking you to trust that there is another plan here, that whatever this cup is that you're choosing, you can't actually choose wrong. So it's sort of like getting you out of that analysis paralysis. There's so many things you could choose from. I mean, just like, you know how to make decisions in your own life. Choose what makes you feel lighter, or what makes you feel whole. I'm not really sure if that's there's no direction in what to choose, just that you can't make a mistake in how you choose. So that's all I can get from that card for the moment. I feel like ultimately, like it'll end up being equating to some sort of partnership. I do get a reference for whether it's like romantic relationship, or it could actually be, you know, some sort of working scenario. Oh, is it yummy? Is it? If you don't want the rest, do you want to put it in the bin? Well done, thank you. Yeah, I am getting a reference here. It could be relationships, or it could be business, but it's like real earthly stuff that we concern ourselves with in our day-to-day, and I think relationships and livelihood are like super important. Okay, sorry guys, minor disruption, back on track. So I tried to pull another message through. I didn't get anything I could extend on for the time being with the cards that I've already laid out. So I've been given direction to use a clarifying deck. So we'll be using the Light Seers Tarot, and we'll see what we get come up. Boom, High Priestess again. So, you know, I'm getting that that's everything that we need. You know, that's enough cards pulled, that's enough messages channeled. I'll tell you a little bit about the High Priestess, just on the chance that you don't know already. The High Priestess is just very intuitive, right? She's in her power and she's very intuitive. Yeah. If you'd like more information on it, I mean, you can have a Google. I actually feel a little bit called to read from the book for this card, so we'll see what we get. Okay, so dreams, powerful, visions, psychic insights, serendipity, meditation, introspection, intuition, a spiritual experience. Keeping secrets, gossip or mistruths, hidden agendas, fear of intuitive abilities, not paying attention to your inner voice. I have the answers I seek, and by following the truth, I will find them. Okay, that is everything for today's general reading for Group 2. I hope that it resonated and you got something out of it or is helpful in some way. It's time to wrap it up. Thanks for bearing with me with today and all the distractions. You know, my candle's gone out. It's just simply time to end the reading. If you guys appreciated it or you got something helpful, definitely leave a like or, you know, comment and let us know. Actually, I would be really interested to see what this situation is. I mean, it does just seem like it's a one person going through challenges and moments of life, but I'd love to know regardless anyway. So yeah, let us know. Enjoy your day. Thanks for being here. We'll see you in the next video.